Phonology and Phonemic Transcribing by Janine Logan. To begin on phonology and phonemic transcribing, I will phonemically transcribe 9 English words using the International Phonetic Alphabet, which is also known as the IPA. For each word, I will also state the place of articulation and the manner of articulation. The transcription of these words will be highlighted in the yellow column. Word number 1 is 3. The place of articulation is dental. This is because the tongue goes between the top and bottom teeth to create the t sound. The manner of articulation is fricative. This is because there is almost a closure but just not quite. The word free. The place of articulation is labiodental. This is because the F sound is produced by raising the lower lip until it comes near the upper front teeth. The manner of articulation is also fricative. There is almost a closure but just not quite. Throws. The place of articulation and the manner of articulation is similar to that of the word 3. Number 4. Blurry. The place of articulation is bilabial. This is because the B sound is produced by bringing the lips together. The manner of articulation, however, is a stop. This is because the sound is made by the release of a complete closure of the mouth. Thoroughly, the place of articulation is alveolar. This is because the T sound is produced by raising the tip or blade of the tongue to the alveolar ridge, the bony ridge behind the upper teeth. The manner of articulation, however, is a stop, because again the sound is made by the release of a complete closure of the mouth. The word yellow, place of articulation is palatal. This is because the sound is formed when the blade of the tongue articulates with the back of the alveolar ridge or palate. The manner of articulation is a glide. A glide has even less restriction of the airflow than a liquid. Vision. The place of articulation is also labiodental. This is because the V sound is produced by raising the lower lip until it comes near the upper front teeth. The manner of articulation is fricative. There is almost a closure but just not quite. Our next word is rural. The place of articulation is alveolar. The R sound is produced by raising the tip or blade of the tongue to the alveolar ridge, the bony ridge behind the upper teeth. The manner of articulation, however, is a liquid. This is because the R sound is made with very little restriction of airflow. Our last word is wagons. Its place of articulation is labiovelar. The W is created by rounding the lips while the back of the tongue is raised in the velar region. The manner of articulation is a glide. A glide has even less restrictions of the airflow in comparison to a liquid. For this video, 2 English language learners were asked to recite these 9 words in order to compare the differences or similarities in their pronunciation. We begin with English language learner number 1. English language learner number 1 is Sandra, a Spanish speaker from the country of Mexico. She is currently a student at the University of Belize. This table will be showcasing the transcription, place of articulation, and manner of articulation of the words that Sandra will be reciting. There were 2 words that was pronounced differently from those that was pronounced in the beginning of this video.
Free, throw, blurry, truly, yellow, vision, rural, wagon.
Next is our English language learner number 2. English language learner number 2 is Sam. He is a Mandarin speaker from the country of Taiwan. He is currently a student at the University of Belize. This table will be showcasing the transcription, place of articulation, and manner of articulation of the words that Sam will also be reciting. Sam had pronounced the words beginning with the t sound differently from those pronounced at the beginning of this video.
The word tree is equals to sun. The word four, the word free is equal to 自由. And then the word throw is equals to deal. The word blurry is equals to 模糊. And then truly is 真实. Yellow is 黄色. Vision is 视线. And rural is 旷野. Wagons is 马车.
Next, I will isolate the phonemes from each word that is distinct or different from the standard American English. There was 2 distinct phonemes that was recognized during the English language learner's recital of the 9 English words. English language learner number 1 was a Spanish speaker. When she pronounced the word thoroughly, instead of saying the t sound, she recited it with the ch sound. Therefore, the word was no longer thoroughly, but truly. The same pronunciation was recognized with our English language learner number 2, who spoke Mandarin as his first language, but instead his pronunciation of words beginning with the th sound also carried the sound ch. For example, the word three was pronounced as tree. The next distinct phoneme was the phoneme V, which gives the v sound. Our Spanish speaker pronounced the word vision as vision, giving the letter V a b sound. This pronunciation is common for Spanish speakers because in the Spanish language, V carries the sound b. In conclusion to this video, we'll be looking at the differences in these languages. We'll be looking at the differences in transcribing, articulation, and pronunciation. We will be looking at the differences between the Spanish language and the English language. According to an article referenced by the Frankfurt International School, Spanish uses the Latin alphabet. The vowels can take an acute accent and there is the additional letter ñ. When spelling English words or writing them from the teacher's dictation, beginning Spanish students may make mistakes with the English vowels A, E, and I. The consonants H, J, R, and Y may also cause trouble since they have significantly different names in Spanish. Spanish has 5 pure vowels and 5 diphthongs. The length of the vowel is not significant in distinguishing between words. This contrasts with English, which has 12 pure vowel sounds and 8 diphthongs. The length of the vowel sounds plays an important role. It is not surprising, therefore, that Spanish learners may have great difficulty in producing or even perceiving the various English vowel sounds. Spanish is a syllable-timed language. When Spanish speakers transfer the intonation patterns of their mother tongue into English, which is a stress-timed language, the result may sometimes be barely comprehensible to the native English speakers. This is because the meaning or information usually conveyed in English by the combination of stress, pitch, and rhythm in a sentence is flattened or evened out by the Spanish learner. Lastly, we'll be comparing the Mandarin language and the English language differences. The Frankfurt International School article also states that the Chinese do not have an alphabet but uses a logographic system for its written language. In logographic system, symbols represent the words themselves. Words are not made up of various letters as in the alphabetic systems. Because of this fundamental difference, Chinese learners may have great difficulty reading English text and spelling words correctly. Some English phonemes do not exist in Chinese. Stress and intonation patterns are different. Unlike English, Chinese is a tone language. This means that it uses the pitch of a phoneme sound to distinguish word meaning. In English, changes in pitch are used to emphasize or express emotion, not to give a different word meaning to the sound. The difficulties of pronouncing individual English words, compounded by problems with intonation, result in the heavily accented English of many Chinese learners. In some cases, even learners with perfect grammar may be very hard to understand. If you wish to get a better understanding as to why transcribing, articulation, and ultimately pronunciation of words are similar or different, please feel free to use the reference links at the end of this video.